I go to the bathroom?
You better go now, because they're gonna lock them here in about 4 minutes. They're gonna lock them.
Hi, Mr. Lopez.
Hey? Pull up this TV monitor. Did you go?
No, they got it locked.
What happened to test?
Super.
Yesterday's test.
Oh, yeah. That was
Yeah, I haven't graded anything for this week. So it should all be on Delta map. It's on Delta map, it's graded, it's there. they're still gonna continue being on Delta Math.
I don't know what number I am, but I'm gonna guess number
Number 3.
There's no number 3, so I'm getting number 9. Excuse me.
Yeah, and I passed them, and then the last one I couldn't do. The last section, what? I
I'll show you how to do that. I'll show you how to do that.
That's what I was having. Yeah, and I tried to figure it out. I swear to God, I couldn't
It's
get
not that hard.
it. Yes, it is.
I'll show you. Alright, here you go.
Good morning, guys. Today is Friday, April 29th, and we're away day schedule. Please stand for the flag salute.
Alright, stand for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today concludes Autism Awareness Week with a tie-dye dress-up day, and Kona Ice will be there on campus on lunch. Just congrats the band boosters will be hosting a yard sale this Saturday from 6:30 a.m. to noon in the Collegian Stadium parking lot. Many items will be for sale. There will also be a cocktail track and chair massages. All proceeds benefit the GHS band boosters. Our library is not open and book calls can be done in the library with photo ID. There is no food or drinks allowed in the library. The library is open at break and lunch. Library hours are as follows: 7:10 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. All lunch drop-offs, including food delivery services, will be refused. Free lunch is available to all DGHS students. Thank you for your understanding. I remember I got lunch the other day and the carrots I had were like all broken. None of them were intact. And I looked at them and said, yeah. And anyways, let's keep everyone safe. And remember that message, strongly encourage you. Should you feel any COVID-like symptoms, do not come to school. Thank you for doing your part and keep all our guardians healthy and safe. Remember, guardians' dress code will be strictly enforced. This is an exception. And as always, cell phones will be put away and out of sight during instruction. This is school-wide policy. Stay tuned for off-campus lunch requirements for juniors and seniors next year as the years come. At the end of the anchor segment.
In academic news, the Central Unified Student Job Fair will be on May 6th at Central East from 8:30 to 11:30 a.m. The job fair will only be open to students who will be 16 or older by June 1st of 2022. All students that wish to participate must register and submit a resume. Please see Ms. Isaac or email her at the email below. Students, please ask your teacher for a DHS hall pass in one of the following rooms during lunch. Math is on Mondays with Mr. Lopez, room 2112. Tuesdays and Thursdays with Mr. Maldonado, room 2207. Science is on Mondays and Wednesdays with Mr. Vargas, room 2211. Art, ceramics, and video production is on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Ms. Evans, room 3105. Today in sports news, softball is at Apollo Torres at 3:30 p.m. And that is all the sports news that we have for today. And don't forget to encourage the guardians always stand with strive for success.
Think about it.
Act responsibly.
Never give up.
And we demonstrate leadership. We stand up,
Stand up.
stand together, and stand for more.
Vengeance.
Hey guys, can I see you guys' license and your ID card? I need to make sure you guys are all juniors. You guys look a little young. You guys have yours? Yeah, okay, I need to see it because then you guys can't go off campus. Wait, aren't you a freshman? Hey Alex, didn't you see someone in the back? Hey, pop the trunk. I need you to pop the trunk right now. Just pop the trunk right now.
There's nothing back here.
Okay, you need to open the trunk or else you're getting expelled. Right now.
There's nothing back here. No. See? Nothing.
I hear giggling.
No.
Okay. Okay, get out. Come on, get out, get out. Get out. All you guys, get on the curb. Get on the curb. Come on. Get on the curb. Get on the curb. Alright. I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to send it to Mr. Dedman and make sure that all of you guys get detention until further notice, alright? So smile. Alright, let's go. Detention, all of you guys. Get out of here.
Then after you make sure that you have a school plan or PA, no more than 3 other students applicants are required to at least 60 applicants. And you need to go. Really? Can we go? You guys are like freshman, what are freshmen? Yeah. Are there any age restrictions? Well, yes, you have to be 16 and at least a junior with a permit or license to be 16. Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Hey guys! Hey, do you guys have your ID and your off-campus pass? Oh, awesome. And you have your driver's license for more than a year.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. Where are you guys going? Panera. Okay, go get me a tea. All right, guys. Have a good time. Drive safe.
Thank you.
Do we have to be a junior?
Yep.
So we can just be 16?
Nope. It's really supposed to be for seniors, but they're allowing juniors next year. The pass, yeah, you'll get a pass.
Wait, for all of the students?
No, it'll kind of be like, it'll be like a sticker on your ID.
No, like, do all of the students get
It's gonna be all juniors, but you have to meet these requirements. Alright, so if you're gonna be a junior next year, or know a junior next year, in order to be, to go off campus or not lose any privileges, you have to have a 2.0 or better, so you have to be passing. No more than 3 unverified, unexcused absence, right? Unverified/unexcused absence. So if you're absent a lot, they're not gonna let you go off campus, you'll have a loss of privilege. You'll put in a loss of privilege list. No more than 3 tardies in the last 6 weeks, right? So if you're tardy a lot, they're not gonna let you go off campus. And no major referrals, so you cannot be have any write-ups. All fines must be paid, right? So all fines, so you have to be current with your fines. So you have that fines list, right? So next year, if you're a junior and you wanna go off campus, you better make sure your fines list is up to date. And this loss of privilege also goes to like football games, any major events that the school is having. If you wanna attend them, you have to be, you cannot be on that list, alright? But the most important, well, I don't say the most important thing, but the most desirable thing that students want is that off-campus during lunchtime. So that's a good incentive to be here and passing. and behavior. Alright, continue with the announcements. The job fair coming up next week. Alright, next month we're having dress up days at the end of the month. If you have any ideas, submit. Submit your ideas. Ladies next week, and then nighty Wednesday. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, sorry. Alright, would you rather live without internet or live without AC? No choice or you appliance? Get stuck in traffic or get really cold? Or get really cold?
2 years. On the drive that time, it's Morris and the Golden State Warriors starting to get that old championship look in their eyes.
Start to the year, fell to the 6th seed, and they end up out in round 1 in 5 games. As Mike Budenholzer and the Milwaukee Bucks will advance.
Have to get with Ryan Garcia. All right, here we go. What I'll do is this. Let's take a little bit of notes first. I'll answer questions with Delta Math from yesterday, and then we'll jump into today's Delta Math assignment. All right, so we're studying rotations. Change subtitles. All right, here we go. All right, so let me switch. All right, so we're doing rotations today. So we're still on the transformation unit. Just a reminder that transformation is a changing either the position of the figure or the figure itself. All right. All right. So today we're going to cover rotations, and again, this is going to be a quick note, just because you already covered this in middle school. You already covered this in middle school. So we're doing transformations or rotations. And it's just going to be a quick note taking, and then we're going to go into the practice. All right, so rotation is where you turn, you spin the figure. All right, and in order for this to happen, it has to go around a point. Right, and that point is called the center of rotation. Just keep in mind that we are doing Delta Math today. Delta Math doesn't have the letters with the prime. Alright, so all you have is figure F onto figure Y, right, or G, right? On the test, we're going to see where it's a point where figure quadrilateral QRSP is now going to be QRSP, or Q prime, R prime, and S prime. One thing I do have to point out, clockwise and counterclockwise. Clockwise moves in a rotation where it's going down then up from your right to the left. If it helps you, yes. So that is clockwise. Counterclockwise moves in the opposite direction. And the reason why they call that is because of the way the clock moves, right? Most clocks nowadays are digital, so I have to point this out. So, I'll give you one example and then we're moving on. Just a reminder for those of you, I think everyone's now here that's been absent the last couple of days, is That cheat sheet that you have. I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it, but basically what it's telling you, this is for the reflection. If you have numbers for X, Y, if it stays the same or if it's flipped, all you're doing is just changing the numbers. Alright, so if you have 3, 4, it becomes 4, 3. If it goes from being positive to being negative, that means you're just changing the sign. So -3, 5 now becomes -5, +3, because I changed the numbers and I flipped the sign. Alright? You're going to see a lot of that with the rotation as well. You're either going to change the numbers or you're going to change the number and flip the sign, just one sign. It all depends. You have the cheat sheet there. Alright. You guys still ready? Anyone need more time? No? Alright, here we go then. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Alright, so the rotation of x degrees about a center point R is transformed for which the following must be true. Alright, so the image of R itself. So if I'm moving like so many degrees, it's going to tell you that degree amount. Where the new point falls, it's going to be your V prime, R prime, right? It's going to be the prime. I don't know, delta map, if we have it a certain degree, I think we're going to practice with a certain degree, but on the test, we're going to keep it simple and just do 90 degrees. Because if we do the test on delta map, then we'll probably give you some certain degrees. But if we do not do the test on delta map and it's on Google Slides, we'll keep it simple and just keep it 90 degrees. All right. I'm going to move on to the next slide unless we're still ready. Anyone still ready? I'm just going to give one example from here so that way you have it in your notes. And then I'm going to jump into delta maps. Right. I asked students yesterday about delta maps. For the most part, I would say about 90% of them had positive feedback. So we'll jump back and forth from delta math and doing worksheets and stuff. I just didn't want to print out a bunch of worksheets all this week and going into next week to do some drawings when we can just do it on delta math. All right, we good? Here we go. All right, so describe the rotation, and we're going around 0, 0. So the point of rotation is 0, 0, and for in most cases, and on the test, it's going to go around the origin, which is 0, 0. We're going to describe the degree and rotation, right? So the degree, if I'm going from one quadrant to another quadrant, it's going to be 90 degrees. If I'm going from one quadrant to the other quadrant, it's going to be 90 degrees. And so in most cases, we're going to be doing 90 degrees. And I'll tell you, hey, we're going to do 90-degree rotation. Meaning that I'm going to spin the paper a quarter of the way around. All right, so this is going to be 90 degrees. The direction, well, I'm moving in this direction. I went from quadrant 2 to quadrant 3. What direction is that? So with, counterclockwise. I went from here to here, so it's counterclockwise. Alright, now if you put your numbers in, you come up with the rule. Now, let me see if this works. For H, I am at -1, +1. -1, +1. Alright, this is kind of skipping out on me, so let me see if I can do all 3 points. For L, I am at -2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, -2, 4. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. -2, +4. For K, I am at -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3. So -6 and 3. Alright, and then so for H, my answer, this is kind of hard for this because it just goes from, still at 1, right? So it's -1, but now -1, -1, -1. Alright, so we can't really tell what the rule is because the numbers are still the same, so I don't know if the numbers change. I know the sign changed for one of them, but I just don't know which sign changed. So I'm going to continue going to L. So L's was up here, now it's down here. Now it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. So -4, -2. -4, -2. Type these out for the next class. This is not working. Alright, -4, -2. K is now at this point, which it goes down 6, right? 6. And then 3, right? 3 and 6. So it's -3, -6. -3, -6. Alright, so I know my handwriting is bad because I'm using this mouse and the mouse is not even working properly, so but if you see, if I go from -6, +3 to -3, -6, -2, +4 to -4, -2. So what's happening here is that the numbers are switching. So the X goes second, and the Y comes first. And then something else is happening, right? Something else is happening. The Y is becoming negative, right? Or it's changing, the sign is changing for the Y. So to rotate counterclockwise, what you do is flip or change the number position, and then flip the sign. Alright? And that's all we're doing today for rotation. And it's going to work like that for most of them, well, for all of them really, but it just depends on how many rotations you have to do and what. Alright? So let's jump into Delta Math. Have your cheat sheet out so you can use it. It's really, it's going to help you because Delta Math's going to ask you, hey, what is the rule? You have the rules there. Alright, so let's go ahead and log into Delta Math. Everyone log in. Discard this. Alright, Delta Math. Alright, student page, second period. Alright, listen up. I need everyone's eyes up here. Alright, so for those of you that asked, like, you know, if you have any missing assignments, I haven't graded any missing assignments, but I haven't put them into the grade book, but assignments have been graded because the number is up here, 24% 33%, because I haven't completed all of these, right? Where's my rotation? Hold on, there's another assignment rotation. What happened to it? Hold up. Alright. These assignments. Rotations will come out. Hold on, let me create that assignment real quick. Alright, give me a minute to get this rotation. Alright, I don't know why the assignment didn't publish, but let me do that right now. This is due tonight. That's probably why I didn't publish, because I didn't select all. Alright, now you should be able to see it. So refresh, you'll see your assignment. Alright, so your home page, when you go on there, you should see this. You should see this. These are your upcoming assignments. They're all due tonight. They're all due tonight, all three of these, right?
Wait, they're all
Yeah, we've been doing them. We've been doing them all week. Alright,
How do you know that? Oh, that's it.
so 2 sections should be done. Alright, pay attention here. 2 sections should be done. Alright, now, before I get into the rotation, are there any questions on the reflection assignment? I know some of you said that you're having problems with the last part. Alright, let me go into the last part. Alright, let's pay attention on here. Alright, when you're doing this, make sure you watch the video. Alright, let me have your attention up here. Let me make this bigger for you. Alright, can you see this? Alright, so this is from yesterday's homework assignment. This is from yesterday's homework assignment. It's asking to reflect across this blue line. Alright, so let's keep, look, I need your attention because this is something really simple to do. Alright, just pay attention over here. If you're helping someone, stop for a minute so you can pay attention up here. Alright, here we go. So, when you're reflecting across a line that's not going through the origin, meaning 0, 0, then what you're doing is looking at the slope and then doing the opposite slope. So the slope is negative x, negative 1. So instead of going down 1, I'm going to start going up 1. Alright, so that means I go up 1 over 1. So I'm going to pick a point. I'm going to use this one here because it's closest to the blue line. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. Since I went up 4, that means I got to go across 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So put my first point down. the next point. I'm gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, next point is down here at the bottom. It's at -8, so here's 8. Then it goes up to 4, so I went up 12 units. So that means I need to go across 12 units. Right? This is 9 units, 10, 11, 12. This point here, alright, pay attention right here. This point here, I go up 9 units. That means I need to go 9 units this way. This point here, I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. That means I need to go 6 units this way. Alright, so there's my figure. Now, after you do that, just hit submit. Yes, if you count it correctly, it's going to give you that check mark. If you didn't, you have to just go back and count, make sure your counts are correct.
Mr. Lopez, I go to the restroom.
Hold on. Alright, question. Wait, you can't go.
Isn't that reflection?
All football players cannot go.
For what? Oh, yeah.
There's no restroom breaks for football players.
What they do? Oh, money got caught.
Okay.
Alright,
Isn't that reflection?
this is reflection, yeah. Yeah, this is a reflection.
In the rest.
Alright, so this is from yesterday's homework assignment. This is from yesterday's homework assignment. Alright, there's a few students that said they didn't understand that last part. This is it. Alright, you got that? Are there any other questions from last night's homework? From yesterday's homework? Alright, let me give you one hint, because in this class, we didn't do this in the... Alright, let's pay attention right here really quick. Let me have your attention up here. For this one, all you're doing is the counting of the slope, right? I would use Desmos. Plot this point, and plot this point, and then count how many units did you go up, and then to the right. Or how many units you go down and to the right. That way, that'll help you out. Instead of trying to graph it on paper, right, do it on Desmos. Alright, today's assignment. Let's jump to today's assignment. Today's assignment, rotation around the origin. Alright, let's pay attention right here. Alright, all we do is draw a circle at the center of the origin such that one of the vertices is on the circle. So we're just going on one of the circles. Alright, then what? Just touch the circle and then open it up.
Oh, you have to reach the point.
Has to reach one of the points. Alright? Now,
What do you mean has to reach one?
alright, let's watch the video so you can see. Alright, let's pay attention right here.
Figure about origin guided. Follow the guided instructions below to rotate the figure 90 degrees counterclockwise about the origin. So the instructions say, draw a circle centered at the center of rotation.
Let's pay attention up here.
Such that one of the vertices of the figure is on the circle. So what that means to do is go to the origin, you see a little hand here, click your mouse, hold it, and then you drag. Now what do we want to drag to? We want to drag to any point on our figure. So we can choose any point. We can choose this one, you can choose this one, or this one. I will choose this point here. So I let go, and what that shows is that that point is on the circle, and this is the center. So we're going to try to rotate the whole figure 90 degrees around the origin. But the first thing we need to do is click to drag a line through the center, the yellow center, and to the vertex. So we are going to click and drag. So we've created a line from the center of the circle to that vertex. That puts the circle into two equal halves, which is 180-degree rotations. Now what we're going to do is draw another line which is perpendicular to that one. So how do we draw perpendicular? Well, if this slope is down 7, right 2, then what we're going to do is go up to right 7. If we do that, what we see is perfect perpendicular lines, and the reason that that was important is because we wanted to cut this circle into 90-degree pieces. Because each quarter circle is 90 degrees. Each quarter circle is 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Why that's helpful is our job was to rotate our figure, so we grab the red dot and we rotate our figure. So to rotate 90 degrees, we would leave counterclockwise, we would leave our figure here. To go 180 degrees counterclockwise, we'd go here. To go 270 degrees counterclockwise, we would go here because that's 3/4 of a circle. This is, of course, 360 degrees or 0 degrees. Now, if you're asked to go clockwise 90 degrees, we would actually go this way, which is a clockwise rotation of 90. This would be a clockwise rotation of 180 or a clockwise rotation of 270. But in this case, we do what it said. Do it 90 degrees counterclockwise. So just take that one dot, and as you can see, every other point was exactly rotated by the same degree. And we've got 1/4 of a circle, which is why we had to make these perpendicular lines. So the final step is actually just to state where every point goes. So that original point that we had was the point -2,7. So where did the point -2,7 go to? Well, it moved to here, which is the point negative.
Alright, so let's go ahead and knock this out. So let me, I can't undo the circle. Alright, so create your circle, click on the yellow dot, open up your circle to see how, or to one of the points. You're gonna draw a line to one, right? Draw the line to that point that you touched. And then you're gonna draw, if you look up here, draw a line through the yellow circle that's perpendicular. Alright, so if I went down one, right one, then from the yellow circle, I need to go up one and right one. So you're doing the opposite, right? The opposite to get perpendicular. So now this cuts it into 4 parts. Drag your red dot to wherever you need to go to. Alright, okay, so it says rotate 90 degrees clockwise. So I'm going to go 90 degrees clockwise. So like the way the clock works, I'm going to go in the downward motion this way, and there's my figure. Alright? So there it is, goes there. Alright, and then all I have to do is just take the pre-image and then put the new points in. Type in the new points. Alright? So 2, -6. 2, -6 becomes what? What is 2, -6? 2, -6 right here, this point is now over here, which is what? -6, -2, right? So if you look at this, if you're in quadrant 3, all your answers should be negative. So all you're doing is basically just flipping the numbers, but making sure that you have negative signs for all these, right? Everyone gets a negative. Every number gets a negative. Alright, so -3, -4. Alright, now not all these are going to be this simple, but it's going to be pretty close to it, right? So -2, -5. -1, -1. Alright? So, because everything's in this quadrant, all the points are in this quadrant, all of the points in this quadrant are negatives, all the numbers are negatives. So all you do, go in there and just flip the order. So instead of putting 2, 6, you're going to put 6, 2. Instead of putting 4, 3, you're putting 3, 4. Instead of putting 5, 2, you're putting 2, 5. And then making sure that all the numbers have a negative sign. Alright, you are correct. Submit your answer and you're done. Alright, any questions on how to do this? Questions, how to do this? No questions? None? Alright. Then we go to the next problem, we do the same. Alright? Here's 270 degrees. Open up your circle. touch any point on your circle. Draw your line through that same point that you cut through, and then you're gonna count how many units did I go down and to the right. I went down 2, right 2. That means I need to go up 2, right 2. There are your points. You're moving 270 degrees clockwise. So you're gonna pick up your figure and drag it. Oh, let's put it on here. Alright, it's not moving. Alright, I'm trying to move it and it's not moving here, so there it is. Alright, so there's 90, 180, 270. Stop it, rotate it, and then all you do is just go in there. Now, I'll write this down over here, so that way you know what you're doing. Alright, just pay attention over here. Let me see, where can I put it? Let me put it right here. On a quadrant, alright, let's pay attention right here. This is going to be easier for you. On a quadrant, if all your points are in this quadrant, quadrant 1, all your answers are going to be positive. If all your points are in this quadrant, the x is negative and the y is positive. If all your points fall in this quadrant, everything is negative. Over here, I have a positive x, negative y. This way it makes it a little bit easier because all you're doing is either just switching the numbers and then making the adjustment on the signs. Alright? Continue working. Alright, there's 15 problems. 15 problems. Alright, now you do the same for the rotation around the circle. Here, open up your, I'm in the next section, open up your circle, draw your line, draw your perpendicular, but this time's not at 0, 0, so you're going to have to count 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2. So from here I have to go up 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So up 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, now I have that 90 degrees around that point. Counter. There it is. Alright, go ahead and work on this. If you didn't finish yesterday's assignment, I would work on that as well. Alright, let me get on here. See who has not finished yesterday's assignment. Reflections. Alright. So, Adrian's finished, Lamont's finished, Morgan's finished. Nicole's at 10%, she's absent. Alright. Alright, let's get started on the rotation. I have several students who are not logged in, so I'm going to walk around, see what you're doing. Unless you worked on yesterday's assignment. Got it? Questions? It's well, after you create your reporter, so count. You have to create one more line. So you have to make a 90 degrees line. So from this point, because you crossed it, how many units did you go down and across to get to 0, 0? point, from this point here, all the way to the yellow. Yeah, that's where your line is cutting through. Six down,
7 across.
7 across, so that means I need to go up 6. So I need to go up, yeah, up 6, and then go to the right 7. So starting at 0, 0, you go up 6. No, up 6, just count on the y-axis. Up 6, and then 7 across. And then put your point. So, so 6, 7, so. So you flip the fraction, so it'll be 7 over 6. So there it is, so you split in 4, then you rotate it 270 degrees clockwise. So you go 1, 2, 3.
I'm just scared. It feels weird.
Gotta get used to that first.
And then you just type in all the answers. So all your answers should be negative. Yeah, every number is in the negative. Hold on. What?
Is that from, this is the new.
The y?
We have another one?
Oh, the line?
I finished the one from yesterday.
Alright, so you gotta do the opposite to find the slope. So you gotta find the slope to that point.
Oh my god.
7, 3, so then you go up 3 over 7. So up 3 there and then over 7 to the right. You did the opposite. Alright, so to find a perpendicular line, you do the opposite, meaning you have to flip the fraction.
What? I don't understand this, sir.
Who got the highest percent on there?
I don't know.
Me.
Alright, so count how many is moving down and across? 3, so that means you gotta go
Did you finish
up
it?
3 and to the right 4.
The reflections. Wait. Yeah, the reflections. Yeah, on Delta map.
Right there?
Yep,
You finished the whole thing?
that's it. Then just rotate the dot
How?
180 degrees, so go from this side to that side. Yep.
All you have to do is roll. Are you serious? You can't travel?
That's hard, bro.
Yep.
She put you in your place.
He didn't go to first grade.
And then all you do is just type in the answers. All your numbers up here. So you have to look at these. So where's 3, 8? 3, 8? 3 negative 8's down here. So that point is now over here. Negative 8. So negative 8, 5. 5? This point, well actually, sorry, my bad, we'll give this point.
So it's negative 3 and 3. Oh,
8. Negative 3.
and 8 and 5 is good, right?
So,
No, 8 and 5.
so all you're doing is, so the point that you're on. It's the point that you're on there. What point is that? 3, -4.
No, it's negative.
So +3, -4, right?
Is that one?
No,
This is so hard.
-4, -3, +4. You see the pattern?
No.
You don't see the pattern. The numbers stay the same, just the sign switch. Instead of the second number being negative, it's the first number being negative. Yes. What do you mean switch around?
On the bottom, like when you rotate it.
After you rotate, yeah, it depends on how many degrees you turn. So you're switching something. That's it. What's the 180 degrees? It looks right. So is your numbers correct? The numbers should be the same numbers, but just opposite signs. So instead of being all positive, they should be all negative. So the dot is 2, 3. So the numbers should not switch. The numbers should remain the same. So look at the point. So look at this point. This point is +2, -3. Or +2, +3. No, this point is +2, +3, right? Now it's -2, -3. So that's -2, -3. So all you're doing is just instead of having positive going on negative, it's the same order.
They needed help and like literally ignored me.
Me, Cassie, need help.
Oh, there's other people that need help too.
He literally ignored me. Help
Yeah.
freaking
I need help.
Like that's
Okay,
On all of them.
I'm gonna do it again. Alright, I need everybody to stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing and pay attention up here. Alright? Because I'm answering these questions over and over. It's the same questions. And when I was doing this the first time, no one was paying attention. Well, I say no one, because Adrian was paying attention. Some other people were paying attention. Alright? So let's pay attention up here. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're doing. Let's pay attention up here. This is not very complicated. It's actually pretty easy. Alright, just wait on you. Alright, you're still in the first section, correct? Yes?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go, because you're going to be doing the same thing for the second section. Alright. What you're doing is you're going to open up a circle. Alright, I need everyone's attention up here. You're going to open up a circle. You're going to touch any point on the figure. It doesn't matter which point you want to touch, just any point. I'm just going to the closest one, keep the circle small. That means I'm counting less. Alright, so there it is. Now, I have to draw a line from that point to the point that I drew on the circle. I think most of you got that part. Now, what I need to do is I need to do the opposite of what's going on here. So if I went down 2 and right 2, I have to do the opposite of that. But when I mean opposite, I'm flipping the fraction. Alright? Let me do another circle because this one is, let me do another circle because I want you to see, alright, pay attention right here. I want you to see that it's not always going to be 1/1. Alright, so here you go. I'm going to draw a different line to a different part of the figures. Still working on the same problem, just working on a different point. Alright, so I went down 1/7. So that means I do the opposite of that. I need to go, alright, pay attention. instead of going down 1 over 7, I'm gonna go 7 up. So I'm flipping the fraction. It's 1 over 7. It's now gonna be 7 over 1. So I'm gonna go up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and over 1. Alright? So it goes here. Alright, that's what you want. You want to have this figure that makes a cross in a circle. Alright, so did you get that? Again, I went down 1 over 7 to get to the red dot. So I need to do the opposite, and I mean opposite of everything. Instead of going down 1 over 7, I'm going to go up 7 and over 1. So I'm changing the fraction 2. So 1 over 7 becomes 7 over 1. Alright, so 7 over 1. There it is. Now, rotate the figure 270 degrees, alright, clockwise. So I'm going to just pick this up and go, 3 times around. There it is. Alright, since this green figure is now in quadrant 1, all my answers are going to be positive. Now, let's pay attention over here, because some of you do not recognize the pattern. Alright, so looking at this pattern right here, I'm using the dot that I was on. 7, 1, positive 7, negative 1. Positive 7, negative 1 is now positive 1, positive 7. This is positive 1, positive 7. What happened? You switch the numbers and all the signs are positive. So I should switch all my numbers. 5, 6, 8, or now it's going to be 2, 8. This is going to just be 2, 2 still. Alright, now it's not always going to be flip the number and change all the signs. Right? Sometimes you leave the numbers the same and change one sign. It all depends. So just do one of them, see if there's what pattern it picks up, test it out, you're good. And that's it. Alright? Let me do one more with you. Alright? So you can see this. Next problem. Here we go. We're going to open up the circle. The smaller the circle, the easier it is. Alright, I'm going to open it up to touch this point way over here so you can see that I'm making it more challenging for me, for myself. Alright, so after I open up the circle, I touch that point. I'm going to open up and touch the line with that point. I'm going to count. I went down 4 and across 5. I went down 4 and across 5, negative 4/5. So that means I have to do positive 5/4. So I need to go up 5, and across 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, you want to try to make a cross with this, right, or an X, right? I'm moving 180 degrees. There's my 180 degrees. Alright, the point that my line crossed, is at negative 5, positive 4. Negative 5, positive 4. The new point is positive 5, negative 4. So it's positive 5, negative 4. Alright, notice the numbers are still the same, in the same position, but instead of being a negative in the front, now the negative is at the back. So, that's what it should be. Right? Positive number in the front, negative number at the back. Right? The numbers are still in the same order. Positive number in the front, negative number in the back. Positive number in the front, negative number in the back. Right? Same number, same values, same position. Alright? Submit your answer. Yes. Alright, and that's it. That's all you're doing. Alright. Now the next section is a little bit more challenging because the numbers are not as easy because you're actually coming up with completely different numbers, but you can just look at it notation, skills. I'm gonna drop this down to 3 questions. I'll just make this to 3 questions. And the other one's a 4. I'll make this 4 questions. Leave edit. Alright. For those of you who did the extra columns, I had to take some out so people could finish this. Alright. Now walk around the room, see these set of questions. Hopefully that helped. Alright, coming around, see what you have. If you have questions, ask Adrian. Adrian's done. What's your?
I still don't know
Oh my goodness.
No, I had to.
No, you're on your phone.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you were. I was looking at you the whole time. Alright, here you go. Ready? I went up 1 and across 7 or 5. So I need to go down, 5 down and over 1. My goodness, I'm doing this opposite. So it says 150.
You're not doing it right.
I just see my
Your fingers are fine.
Up 5. Yeah. Go up 5.
No, that's the part yesterday?
Yeah, so up 5.
Like this. You kind of wall. I didn't even right with that.
Their fingers. It's because it doesn't let me go all the way through.
Everybody can yeah. Just be like, oh shoot, you want me to take both of them? And then afterwards just say, oh, you meant in the fight.
I will see you.
What? No, she was staring at me because she had a lot of guns, and she was staring at me, and she told us both of us to take it. He didn't think about it, but still.
She needs it. I'm gonna tell Devin. She gotta put it away.
Ah, don't do that. That's rude.
Texting her. She gets somebody wet.